on. No.
Good morning. It is August the 13th. That means it's episode 7, let's see, 7 of the Security Show with Karinder Mahi in London, England, that guy over there, and myself. My name is Guy Cook. I'm the producer of the Guy R. Cook Report. It's based in Washington State, about an hour west of Seattle, for the sake of the people that are going to drop bombs on us. And we won't give you more address than that. And today on the Security Show, I'm looking at the show notes. I just glance over like this. Oh, yeah, that's what the show notes says. Our topic primarily is going to be on the Quadrotor, which is, I think the best way to say it, it affects Android. So if you're on an iPhone, forget about it. It's not going to touch you. Isn't that nice to know? There's probably an exploit for iPhone, I'm sure, though, too. And in keeping in touch with my security consciousness, I looked through this, and my Android phone is an old one. It's like version 2, I think, of the Android. It's like when they're, I forget, ice cream thing or jelly bean or something. Anyway, one of those older ones. It's so old it won't play Pokemon Go. Imagine that.
Wow.
That's old. When you get up to that level, that's antique. So anyway, the Quadrotor, it's going to be something that you get exposed to. And the Chinese, God bless them, the Chinese hackers, those bad guys, if you've got access allowed to your server from China, then that's the gamble you take.
Yeah.
But anyway, those ne'er-do-wells that live there are using this as ransomware. And they'll take over your website, basically, and say, well, if you give us enough money, we can fix this up. And so it goes. So watch out for Quadrotor. There's got to be fixes, security things that you can get and download for your Android phone. If you're not using any kind of protection now, shame on you. It's not shame on the provider that you have. It's just, you should know that in 2016, there are people that are rampant all over the place in mobile, looking for you to make a mistake, looking for you to have that service running that gives you a flaw. Maybe it's an outdated app or something like that you don't have the update for it. So at the end of the show today, fire up that Android phone and get the latest updates. Update the firmware, update the antivirus, update all your plugins and your apps. Did I leave anything out?
No.
Okay. So Quadrotor, that's into that one. Now let's go to the desktop, to your website. If you've got cPanel on your web hosting plan, under security, there's a new features that's been added to some cPanels. Not everybody's got this, but some of them do. And it's called Let's Encrypt. Okay? Let's Encrypt gives you a free SSL certificate for your domain. I just installed one this morning. And the price was right. I was looking at one, the cheapest one I had before that was $82 a year. They were going to give me the first year for free, but then it was going to be $82. And I said, gosh, that's a lot of money for just being HTTPS. Isn't there a better way? Well, you can use the new Let's Encrypt. And the engineer that I talked to, I said, well, is this, because it's free, is it wonky? Does it not work? He says, oh, no, it works fine. I use it on a couple of my own domains. And so we're giving that a go. I started up this morning. So then, as you know, like I said before, I'm the producer of the Guy R. Cook Report, a little shameless plug there. And we host our show notes on a WordPress-powered blog. So 2 things need to happen. And let me get a drink. When you're in a casual Saturday show, no shirt collar, we're just kicking back. Anyway, the 2 things that you have to do is you update the URL for your website. You go to the WordPress control panel, and instead of it being http yourdomain.com, and of course fill in your domain with your domain, you change that to HTTPS so that the browser when it goes there, it goes, oh, yeah, this is secure. You've got a certificate.
Mm.
And the other thing, and this is for WordPress sites, which is about, I think the last time I looked, 25% of the web, and that's if everybody's using it. Some people install it and never touch it again. Anyway, you go to your Google Analytics, right? You go to admin, and you go to property settings, and in property settings, there's a little drop down there, HTTP or HTTPS, and make the change to HTTPS. Then your analytics is going to work on that newly created domain name, right? So when you first install it on WordPress, you may get a warning. There's a little yellow triangle up on the URL indicator. They'll say, oh, your images aren't secure. Okay? The easy, quick way to fix that, if you don't want to pay somebody $85 an hour, you go to your plugins, and there's a plugin for WordPress called Really Simple SSL. Exactly like that, those three words. Really Simple SSL. I'm not sure that SSL is a word, but that's the name of the plugin. And install that, and there's no configuration, there's no headaches. You just install it, activate it, and bazinga, it goes in and says, oh, you've got a certificate? Yes, you do. Okay, we're going to play. And then your image error should go away. And so that's all the gas in the tank that I've got. If there's something else, the other day I was about who? Black chat. Oh, that's show notes. Well, let's see. There's something about. Oh yeah. Las Vegas, Black Hat. The same time. This is how big a deal this is. The same time the Black Hat DEF CON conference, they call it DEF CON for short, that was happening in Las Vegas. My younger sister's birthday, she went to Las Vegas to see the Barbra Streisand show. Ooh, okay. So she gets in the cab at the airport. The first thing the cabbie does is turns to him and says, don't use your cell phones. Don't pass any internet traffic. The town is full of hackers. They're hacking everybody. Anybody that goes online, they'll find you and they'll take your stuff, blah, blah, blah. So after scaring the crap out of them, they went on about their business in Vegas. I guess the show, if you Google it or look on YouTube, there's a number of highlight tips and information that's shared about what went on at DEF CON. And I hate to use the word black hat for the name of this show, because when there's security people that wear a white hat just as easy. There's good guys. There's good guys in security, and there's bad guys. And so I think it's a matter of the good guys telling you how to protect yourself from the bad guys. And they've got just as many hours of coding and keyboard tapping as the people that do the bad things. Okay? I guess, should we talk about, the company that went away where we normally do the show? Well, Blab, we miss you. The latest gossip I've heard is it's going to come back, but different. The Blab that was last week's show is gone. They've turned off the lamp, but they've kept the domain. So here's hoping that it comes back bigger and better. Okay, because it'll be missed. It was a scramble this morning. What? It says, oh, we got to learn Fire Talk in about 30 minutes. So we've got to this far pretty fast. Corinder's flying the boat, as they say, or flying the plane, I think they say. It's sailing the boat, flying the plane. That's it. And so on that note, I guess we're going to wind it up, or do you want to add anything? In the show. Well, are the show notes available on are you going to have them on the Soul Broadcasting server? Are they going to be available on FireTalk? There'll be someplace they can get the URL.
Firefox.
Okay, if you go to the link that you're on right now, bookmark it. That's where we're going to happen every Saturday until something changes. And so if it does change, we'll of course put it on Twitter and Facebook and the usual suspects so that you'll find out and know about it. And thanks to everybody that was with us today in the chat. Thanks for all we got this symbol. They give you one of these. Now, I think if you have 10 of these and a $20 bill, you can buy coffee. I'm not sure. Some sort of an arrangement. So, on the note of getting more gifts, even yet, I think that we're done. We ought to just close it out. Thank everybody for being here today.
Let's wait. I mean, if you like FBI Firefox, but I'm out in the north, so this is a new broadcast with I think the name. I mean, it's one, but I'm gonna change everything. This is the new stuff that are in it new.
This is it. Cheerio.
Yeah.